Now I'd like to welcome President Pitney. The University of Alaska Board of Regents appointed Pat Pitney as the University System's 17th president on February 25th, 2022. She served as interim president since August 1st, 2020, though. Previously, President Pitney served as the state's director for the Division of Legislative Finance. She was the former vice chancellor of administration at the University of Alaska Fairbanks and worked at UA statewide for 17 years. In all, President Pitney has spent 23 years with the University of Alaska system before leaving to serve as the state budget director in the administration of former Governor Bill Walker. Pitney moved to Fairbanks in 1987 from Billings, Montana. She earned her MBA from UAF and an engineering physics degree from Murray State University in Kentucky. She has 3 adult children and 3 grandchildren. All 3 of her children are UA graduates with degrees from UAA, UAF, and UAS. All 3, wow, look at that! Before moving to Alaska, she was a member of the 1984 U.S. Olympic team and won a gold medal in women's air rifle. Please help me welcome President Pat Pitney.
Kathleen and the Anchorage Chamber, thank you so much for hosting us today and for the opportunity to present the state of the university. I want to I just missed my whole first page. I want to acknowledge that across the state, our universities reside on the ancestral homelands of Alaska's many and diverse indigenous nations who have been stewards of this land for time immemorial. I'd also like to recognize our regents and foundation directors, local elected officials, and leaders here today. Thank you all for your support. And I want to recognize the faculty and staff across the university system for their commitment to our mission and dedication to our students. Many of the great stories I'll share today are the result of your hard work. I'm very grateful for all you do, and thank you. Whether you realize it or not, all of you here today and all of you watching online are our partners. You live here, you work here, you want the best for your community, and in doing so, you're investing in future generations of Alaskans. We all want a prosperous and vibrant state, and your support, directly and indirectly, help us empower Alaska. So thank all of you. Before I get too far, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that our university and state lost a legend and a statesman last year. Vic Fisher was the last surviving delegate to Alaska's Constitutional Convention and the founding director of the Institute of Social and Economic Research here at UAA. Vic built a strong and lasting community of scholars, and ISER continues his legacy today. My sincerest condolences to his wife, Jane, his family, and friends. You know, leading Alaska's public university system is a true honor and privilege. Our 3 universities and their 13 associated community campuses are an integral part of Alaska and the communities in which they reside. Each university provides a valuable yet distinct student experience. Every campus is critical to its home community, supporting the local economy and workforce needs. UAA is our comprehensive university and Alaska's largest workforce provider, especially in healthcare. UAF is Alaska's research university and a global leader in Arctic research. And UAF is our experiential learning university in a remarkable location, ranked one of the most beautiful campuses in the United States. UAS has a growing emphasis on undergraduate ocean science, mariculture, and maritime workforce. Together, our universities provide the vast majority of Alaska's post-secondary education. Our academic programs range from short-term workforce development to PhD programs recognized as best-in-class globally. Across the system, our universities and community campuses provide 90% of all community college and vo-tech education in Alaska, 95% of all undergraduate education, such as accounting and finance, fisheries, teachers, biology, and fisheries, 98% of the graduate education, and 99% of the academic research and development done in the state. The breadth and depth of our programs and research are essential to meet our state's broad economic needs. When it comes to public higher education in Alaska and our ability to reach and meet people where they are, University of Alaska is it. It's got to cover the entire state for every industry. The Board of Regents has adopted the roadmap to empower Alaska, a path for the system's future. Its pillars are quality reputation, fiscal responsibility, and state Nordic leadership. It's a testament to the Regent's investment in the success of our system and the significant role UA will continue to play in Alaska's future. I'm excited to show continued progress on this plan in the coming months and years. Most important, I'm very pleased to share the state of the University of Alaska is strong. UA empowers Alaska, and our progress, our people, and our programs are key to Alaska's workforce pipeline. You know, national statistics show that 2/3 of graduates settle in the same state where they go to school. In Alaska, we do better than that. The state's Department of Labor show that nearly 9 in 10 of our graduates from the universities are working here in Alaska within a year after graduation. Okay. Compare that to those who go outside. Only 25% of the students who go to college out of state return and stay in Alaska long term. That means investing in and taking advantage of UA is the single best thing we can do to build a skilled workforce in Alaska, from vocational and industry certificates to baccalaureate and graduate degrees. The state of the university is strong mainly because of our fiscal environment, or what I call the three-legged stool. The first leg is state funding. The fiscal stability we've seen from the state in the recent years has paid significant dividends. I'm grateful to the governor and the legislature for that support. And thanks to Representative Will Stapp and Senator Lyman Hoffman for their collaboration as our chairman of finance committees. The second leg of the stool is enrollment. And thanks to the stability from the state, our enrollment is now growing and bucking national trends. Last spring marked the first year-over-year enrollment increase since 2011. And this spring semester, the one we're standing in, student headcount went up another 4%. Nationally, the number of new students, first-time freshmen coming in the door, is down almost 4%. But UA's numbers of first-time freshmen this last fall increased 16%. That's meaningful progress. That is momentum we're celebrating. And as enrollment has grown, we've been able to keep tuition low, and at the same time, we've been increasing and expanding financial aid offerings. Both the average debt and the number of graduates who graduate with debt are well below regional and national averages. And at the same time, average post-graduation wages for our students are higher. The teacher internship scholarship is a fantastic example of these efforts in action. It covers tuition, fees, and stipends for applicants to complete their student teaching. 65 students were awarded the scholarship last year. And we know our state needs teachers. The programs at our 3 universities allow future educators to gain their credentials virtually anywhere in the state. And if one program isn't offered, say, at UAA, it's offered at UAF or UAS and available in that location that you want it. TeachAlaska.org takes you to all the avenues available to you to become a teacher, whether you're a high school student, whether you've been a long-term career person and graduated as an engineer. There are many avenues to become a teacher in Alaska, and we've got them covered. And you can do it in any community throughout the state. The final leg of the stool is our research, and our progress there is also substantial. UA received $235 million in research revenue last year. over 60 million above where we were 5 years ago. UAF is our leader in research dollars with over 200 million received last fiscal year. UAF is #1 for Arctic research, and we're aiming to graduate more PhD students to achieve Tier 1 national research status. Achieving Tier 1 status will bring more research, more talent, and more prestige to Alaska. And if you haven't heard by now, UAA was just awarded a $46 million 10-year grant from the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to lead a research consortium on Arctic security. Those funds will help train the next generation of Arctic experts through workforce initiatives and research projects. It's a perfect fit for the only public university system in the country situated near the Arctic. At UAS, our faculty and students are doing groundbreaking research on whale populations, their health, their habits, and impacts on Alaska. One of their proposed projects would monitor humpback whales in Juneau, one of the most valuable marine resources and a key driver for attracting global tourism and visitors to this state. Most of the funding university receives for research is competitive federal dollars. If we didn't compete for those dollars and attract those dollars to these communities, to our state, they'd go to other universities and states. Our world-class faculty and programs are clearly recognized as experts nationally and globally. External competitive funded research is relevant and important for Alaska. It includes remote sensing, work in coastal communities to assess sea ice and its impact on coastal communities. And it also includes decades-long work with the National Institutes of Health on strategies to reduce suicide in rural communities. Those key practices learned from that research are now being applied to Alaska military bases to prevent suicide. The depth and breadth of the work is impressive and deeply meaningful for the issues in our state. Clearly, there's a lot to celebrate this year. The fiscal stability we've achieved is paying dividends and allowing us to be future-focused. Some highlights. The UA Scholars Program will celebrate its 25th anniversary. Even more exciting is the number of students using the Alaska Performance Scholarship, or the APS, increased 50% last fall. That's the first increase in use since 2016. Improving access to the Alaska Performance Scholarship is one of our legislative priorities. APS recipients are 2 times more likely to graduate with a baccalaureate degree, and 95% of Alaska Performance Scholarship recipients remain in Alaska 2 years after graduation. Excellent outcomes we want to see more of. The Alaska Performance Scholarship makes post-secondary education, whether it be at the 1 and 2 year level or baccalaureate and graduate level, accessible to nearly every Alaska high school student. I'm grateful for the legislature and the governor for the renewed stability of this program. You know, over the last 10 years, we've awarded 43,000 degrees and certificates across the state. 70% of those are qualified graduates for Alaska's highest demand employment fields. And again, almost 9 out of 10 of the UA graduates are working in the state within a year of graduation. Broad program offering and degree pathways give students robust opportunities to succeed in college and in our workforce. Let's look at UAA's School of Social Work. Last spring, they received grants from multiple partners to help educate future K-12 counselors for the Anchorage School District. The grant will allow us to leverage our current programs and ensure students get the specialized mental health training they need to walk right into the job after graduating. The UAS Maritime Education Center provides hands-on training for shipbuilding and repair. Faculty and staff there work with the Alaska Marine Highway System and U.S. Coast Guard to tailor courses to industry needs and place students in internships that lead to high-paying maritime careers. And speaking of our people, ours are the tip of the spear when it comes to building community relationships. Faculty and staff are truly making a difference. There's Stacia Straley, an accounting professor at UAA's College of Business and Public Policy. She's gone above and beyond, removing barriers to help students succeed and even helping secure jobs for them once they graduate. Earlier this year, she was recognized by Junior Achievement as the Volunteer of the Year. She's not just teaching, she's helping future generations achieve financial literacy that will benefit them for a lifetime. Dr. Courtney Crothers is another shining example. Courtney is a professor of UAF's College of Fisheries and Ocean Sciences and helped develop the Tamonta program, a graduate program that bridges Indigenous and Western knowledge. Courtney has devoted her career to working with coastal communities to improve the success of fishing and fisheries in rural Alaska. In October, she received the prestigious Denali Award from Alaska Federations of Natives, recognizing her strong commitment and dedication and service to Indigenous and rural Alaskans through her fisheries work. We're incredibly proud of her and Stacia and all the effort our faculty and staff are making across the system. You know, UA meets Alaskans wherever they are on their educational journey, propelling them to achieve their desired success. And thanks to partnerships and relationships with businesses and industries statewide, we can tailor our programs to meet your unique needs. All right, a quick show of hands here. How many of you have been a student, a faculty, a staff, or know a student in the room? How many people have hired students? That's what I really want to see. That's just about everybody. If you remember nothing else from my remarks today, I want you to remember that we are a system that can meet the unique needs of Alaska's communities. We're able to do so because we meet people where they are. Our influence starts early. Dual enrollment and middle college opportunities allow high school students to jumpstart their college education and future careers. We have on-site middle colleges in Fairbanks, Anchorage, and Matsu. And we have opportunities for on-site vocational dual credit. An interesting one is in Valdez at the Prince William Sound Community College. It houses the Middle College for Rural Alaska. They bring students in from rural villages and give them an intensive semester in millwright and marine tech. Most recently, across the entire system, 3,600 high school students have taken advantage and enrolled in dual credits with the university. That's an increase of over 20%. What dual credit means is high school students can graduate with the equivalent of an associate's degree. They'll be on their way to a baccalaureate degree, making college more affordable and making their career in the near term more possible. The Alaska Advantage program makes those opportunities available online across the state. Virtually everyone, including homeschoolers, can enroll. And we're thrilled to be partners with K-12 school districts across the state. The Anchorage School District Career Academies is another example. They set students up for future success early in their lives and give them a wide array of opportunities. And I thank UAA for being a close sponsor with the Anchorage School District. The partnerships extend throughout our programs, from vocational certificates to PhDs. It's everything from designing certificate programs with industry input through doctoral program partnerships with other universities. Both the formal and informal relationships set students up for success to meet Alaska's workforce needs. One example is Kevin Kornak. His journey from a carpenter to a key player at the gem company in Fairbanks exemplifies the transformative power of education added to experience. After a life-altering injury, Kevin embraced the online Construction Management Associates program at UAA's Community and Technical College. The blend of firsthand construction and carpentry experience with formal education made him an ideal candidate for GEM. Kevin is able to apply the concepts he's learned in the classroom directly to his work in real time. The result is a true win-win-win. Dalen Barn is another success story. He graduated from Matsu Career and Technical High School in 2022 and immediately started the Process Tech Associate's degree at UAA's Kenai Peninsula College. Both his father and uncle earned Process Tech degrees from KPC before securing employment on the North Slope. Last summer, Dylan secured an internship with Hillcorp that became a full-time role with one of the facility operations. Like the construction management program, Process Tech provides flexible training through online courses. Dylan is on track to graduate in May and has already secured a coveted role on the North Slope. One more example, Brian Sauer got his associate's degree, his baccalaureate degree, and his master's in business from UAF. During his master's program, he was the teacher's assistant for the Student Investment Fund. This is a $2.2 million investment fund. It's managed by students that helps fund student scholarships. He graduated in 2022 and credits his UA experience and connections as crucial to helping him secure his job as a credit analyst at Northrim Bank. So thank you, Northrim. These stories exemplify that our university provide each Alaska community with the highest impact strategy to attract and retain quality workforce. Our highly capable graduates stay here, work here, live here, and contribute to our communities. And that's not saying those who leave aren't doing excellent work as well. Let's take Lindsay Bonart. Lindsay got her baccalaureate degree in electrical engineering here at UAA and now works for Blue Origin on the NASA's Artemis 5 moon landing mission. She credits undergraduate courses in radio frequency and her participation in UAA robotics with helping her land the internships and jobs at the highest echelons of space exploration nationally. Sometimes our graduates even return home to invest and educate the next generation of Alaskans. Two of these I want to mention are Minnie Naylor and Skylar Kern, both fantastic examples of Alaska Native success at University of Alaska. Minnie grew up in Kotzebue. With guidance from her elders and community, she earned bachelor's and master's degrees in rural development from UAF. Since then, she has worked as a student advisor at UAF and most recently was promoted to be the director of the Chukchi campus in her hometown of Kotzebue. It's an actual full circle moment. We are so excited to see how she will strengthen the connections with youth in that region to the opportunities throughout our system. Skylar participated in the ANSEP, Alaska Native Science and Engineering Program, Acceleration Academy, and Summer Bridge Program. He earned his undergraduate degree in mechanical engineering at UAA, and this fall, after getting his doctorate from UC Boulder, joined UAA as an assistant professor of mechanical engineering. Much like their own mentors, Minnie and Skylar are now investing in and supporting the next generation of Alaska students and leaders. You know, amazing things are happening at our universities, from drones to Indigenous studies to Arctic research and more. The stories I've been able to share today are representative of not just what happens at UAA, but also the partnerships and opportunities we have with folks like you who empower Alaska. And we want those partnerships to expand. So reach out and let us work together to build Alaska's future. The associates in construction management Kevin Cornack enrolled in, that program only exists because Meg Nordiel at GEM came to us and said, "We have a need. Can you help us meet it?" Success stories like that are what get me up in the morning. The university is empowering Alaska and Alaska's future. I see it every day from my vantage point as president and as an Alaskan who cares deeply about building a strong future for our state. But I also see this impact as a mother and a grandmother. As you heard in my introduction, all three of my kids graduated with degrees from our universities. I've had a front row seat to their accomplishments and UA's part in their success. I want those same opportunities for my grandkids. More importantly, I want those same opportunities for every Alaskan. So please, support your local campus. Be proud of your university, UAA, UAF, and UAS. And remember, the single biggest impact on our Alaska workforce is students attending and graduating from our universities. Please encourage your employees, your friends, your children, and neighbors to look at UA first. The University of Alaska empowers Alaska's future. Let's build and invest in that future together. Thank you so much for your time. We have questions? Okay.
You can see it.
Okay. Okay.
What can the university do to create more housing opportunities in the communities that the university serves? Has the university considered selling or developing any of its land?
Oh, yes. The university is very excited to sell and develop our land. We have a lot of different projects going on. Actually, most recently, some subdivisions in both Cordova and Petersburg are on our list. But yes, we're very excited to be part of that solution.
Great. What is being done to advance the UAA College of Health Registered Nurse Program? RNs are one of the most in-demand job categories in Alaska. Is there hope for investing I'm not sure what that says.
So we were fortunate with an early investment by the State Department of Health, and then followed up by a $3.5 million additional base investment from the legislature to expand, to retain and attract the faculty that we need, but also to expand the size of the program. And I don't know if people realize the UAA offers the nursing program in 16 communities across the state, and then that includes Anchorage. Anchorage and Fairbanks, there's 4-year programs that UAA offers. And although our graduates are really strong, like teachers, we don't have enough. We need more students. But we have the state invested in that base, and we are working to fill every one of the seats. And so, yeah, it's important, and we're on it.
Thank you. Speaking of expanding employees and making sure you guys have staff and faculty, how is the employee retention at UA in the UA system?
We're seeing some real signs of improvement. Fiscal stability has made just a ton of difference. Leadership, I'm just really pleased with Chancellor Parnell here, and we have a new chancellor down in Southeast, Parna Palmer. And then Dan White in Fairbanks has been longstanding chancellor there. That's leadership stability has made a huge difference in keeping the talent and attracting new talent.
We all know the importance of a good boss, don't we? What should Anchorage residents be excited about that is happening at UAA? And what are you personally excited about that is happening in the UA system?
Wow, let's see. I think most exciting are the number of programs we have to meet students at whatever point they're at. If you look at, we have piloting, we have air traffic control, we have airframe and power mechanics, but we have electrical engineering, civil engineering, early childhood teaching, Nursing. Radiology technology, med techs, dental hygiene. I think accounting. There are so many occupations needed in this state, and every employer needs workers. And I think it's the breadth and the depth, but it's for each and every person. You can meet them where they are in their educational journey. And I think that's what I'm most excited about, is that we're helping so many different industries. I'm also really excited about the partnerships. Northrim is here, Conoco is here, Anchorage School District. The partnerships that are created when we tie the industry closer to our programs. We have a direct line for our students into those jobs. And I think partnerships across the system are most exciting. I have to say that I'm also really excited about the reaching Tier 1 research status at UAF. That will change the dynamic in our state. It'll bring more research, it'll bring more talent, and it will bring a higher level of reputation into Alaska nationally. And that's going to serve all different components of research. But the talent that we can bring with that can change the nature of our future workforce.
Those are all the questions we have for you, President
Okay,
Pitney. Thank you so
thanks.
much for joining us.
Thanks.